Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys had a great holiday weekend. Ready to get back into these charts. So let me just set everything up real quick and we'll get started. 6:21 right now, so we got about 9 minutes till market open. Market's probably gonna move pretty crazy today because today is the first official day of full markets. But we'll see what we can pull out from here. All right, cool. That's good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. There we go. Cool. Hey guys, good morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in, and then we can get started with our analysis for this morning. It's 6:23 right now. It is Tuesday, February 22nd. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes, so just let people make their way in. Once everyone's in the room, we can get started with our analysis of the market today. So just a reminder, guys, today's the first official trading day of the week. So the market's probably going to move a little crazy on open here because the US market's been closed for a long weekend, about 4 days. So you might see some unusual spikes, some manipulation, but soon after, the market will tend to just smoothen out. So today's technically going to move like a Monday, except like a Monday on steroids, where it's going to move a little more crazier, or it just might be a bit flat. So we just got to wait and be patient for the market to confirm, direction, bias, stuff like that before we really hop into trades. So, all right, morning, Rin, morning, Kenny, morning, Saren, morning, Peter, morning, Mauricio, morning, Maria, morning, Dave, morning, everybody. So let's get started with your analysis of the market today. So looking over here at retail sentiment, market is currently 55% long. It's not a strong bias, but it is 55% long. So with that said, we're probably going to be looking for some sells today. Looking over here at the futures data, it's currently 117 points in the red. So we're definitely going to be looking for sells at the moment. When the market does open, we're going to confirm to see if this stays below. If it does, and we'll look for reds, or we'll look for sells. If not, then we're going to confirm the bias before we start looking for trades. Overall in the market, looking pre-market, the Dow is down 131 points, S&P is down 9 points, NASDAQ's down 75 points, oil is slightly up, and the 10-year bond is up as well. So this is giving us better confirmation that the market is likely to be bearish today. Looking over here at the technicals on the 1 minute, price is currently below the pivots, trend meter is red. Looking over here at the 3 minute, same situation, price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. Lastly, here on the 5 minute, same situation, price is below the pivots and the trend meter's not red, it's blue, but it's turning red. So with that said, the technicals also confirm a possible bearish bias, meaning that we're probably going to be looking for sells today. However, when the market opens in 5 minutes, we can confirm that. So we're not going to enter trades right away. We're going to be a bit patient and wait for a confirmation or a bias. Obviously, right now our bias is for a sell, but the market can easily change when the market actually does open in the next 5 minutes or so. So, all right, let's see. Morning, Dave. Morning, Jay. Morning, Maria. Morning, Brock. Morning, Rick. Morning, Brenda. Morning, Matt. Morning, Miles. Rick said, "Good morning from my Arizona bunker." Yeah, guys. I don't know what's going on in the with the whole Ukraine Russia thing, but I mean, it seems that things get worse, and it seems that things just kind of stay flat. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot that can happen now that we're back in full swing. People are back at work. all that stuff going on. So I mean, there's a lot of sanctions that are coming in. So we'll, um, we'll see how that affects the market. For the most part, I think it's going to affect the market negatively, which is fine with us because we're looking to sell anyways, but we're going to confirm that by actually following the market. AJ, morning. Morning, Swelly. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Jason. Morning, Dejan. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, everybody. Hopefully all you guys had a great weekend. I did see that a lot of you guys did lock in some good profit already for the week. Kind of jealous, but we'll we'll see how that goes from here. Anyways, let me there's like too much stuff on my chart right now. Take this off. Let me start by marking up the liquidity areas because obviously market is going to open shortly. We definitely want to see where liquidity is sitting. Looks like there's a ton of liquidity on the top side because prices have been dropping pretty much all day. With that said, we might get a manipulated push to the upside and then a spike back down. So this is why you guys want to be a bit careful with these entries here. These liquidity areas definitely help with identifying, where price is being possibly manipulated because it's a lot of liquidity over here on the top. So there's liquidity on the bottom too, but it's very far. One thing that you guys want to be careful for as well is that there's a lot of liquidity sitting where the sessions are. So even though price might push below here, price is probably going to bounce off at a lot of these points. All right, so I mean that's about it for now. Here on the price is dropping pretty heavy, so it is dropping in the direction of our bias, which is a sell. Here's the clean chart. I'm gonna mark them up over here as well. So let's see. All right, market is going to open in about 2 minutes, guys. So once the market opens right here, we can get started. Also got to check if there's news today. Well, so the thing with this week, guys, is that this is a holiday week. But one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that it's also the week prior to NFT. I mean, NFP, why do I keep saying NFT? NFP. So with that said, usually the week before NFP is usually kind of slow. So if it's too slow this week, I mean, that's normal, but we're kind of expecting it to be a bit volatile because of the news and the war talk that's been going on over the weekend. So we'll see where it moves from here. So looking at everything here, everything is still confirming a bearish bias. Retail sentiment is currently long. Fundamentals are currently short. We're going to see what happens when the market actually does open in the next 20 seconds. Also here on the technical side, everything is bearish as well. As you guys can see, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, and it's now starting to continue to drop. So let's see where it goes from here. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Jonathan. Yeah, Dejan said Sean is going to pop up with an NFT profile picture soon, right? Man, a lot of crazy stuff's been going on with the crypto market. Like a lot of people's NFTs getting stolen. It's crazy. Hey, Valentine. Morning. All right, guys. So here we go with the market now open. Nothing's really happened. Price is kind of just stale at this moment. Nothing's really moving. Price can literally go in either direction. Let's take a look over at the actual fundamentals for this morning. So let's refresh this. Fundamentals this morning are indicating that price is now 181 points in the red. So we're definitely looking for sells today, guys. Overall bias is definitely going to be a sell. Looking over here at the stock index, huge drop right here for Home Depot. Home Depot is down 11 points. So it's basically weighing down the entire Dow 30 index. So looking over here at the charts, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a fake out to the upside and then a drop down below. I don't know if Steven's here. Steven is not here today. Wow, surprised. All right, Steven. Well, I mean, if you come late, I know you look for the breakout. So if we do see, I mean, basically what you're looking for right here, Steven, I know you're not here, but I'm gonna read this out to you because I know you're gonna watch this later. You're looking for a strong red candle. So if you get a strong red candle, it's gonna be the breakout. Not one that I would recommend. I know this is like one trade that you look for pretty much every morning, but you're looking for a strong red candle in order to take this sell for the breakout. There's no strong red candle here, so definitely no entry for you if you're looking to apply that breakout. Let me check the news real quick too, because I can't remember if there was news this morning. Refreshing us over here. Today, February 22nd, there is some news here at 6:45. So in the next 15 minutes or so, there's actually a lot of news today. There's flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI, CB consumer index. And I think that's it for this morning. Pretty much 6:45 and 7. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to put a couple red horizontal lines right here. Steven, sorry, bro. I just saw this right here. So here's a breakout right here, guys. Sorry, I just totally missed it. It's not one that I would take anyways, but I'm just going to mark it up to show you guys that this is the breakout right here. It already hit full TP. It's too fast. Yeah, so that was the breakout there. You can see prices coming down. We're not going to count that trade, obviously, because I wasn't going to take it anyways. But it did go in our direction. So this was a strong red candle that we were looking for. There's little to no wick on the bottom side. Bias was a sell. So you're definitely looking for a sell. And the TP stop loss here was for 500 pips. So this was the breakout. It already hit TP for whoever of you guys who caught it. Looking at this now, it's getting close to this London low. This is where you guys want to be a bit careful because price can easily bounce right off it from this point. So I'm not going to, well, I mean, we're going to wait for it to be away from these sessions. But anyways, let me go back to what I was doing prior to that. So we got news here at 6:45 and at 7 o'clock. And there goes price as it hits liquidity. It broke right through the sessions right there. It hasn't necessarily closed below it yet, but it did break right through it. Nice lava morning. Let me put some lines over here too on the clean chart, 6:45 and then 7 o'clock. So there goes the drop that we were anticipating. You know, all the biases indicated for a sell. Put that market right there. And there we go. As price closes below the sessions right here. This is why you guys want to be very careful. Price is coming right back up to test the sessions. One of two things will happen. Price will fake out and come back up, or it'll continue dropping. I'm looking for an entry here, but I don't have an entry yet. So I'm basically just waiting for this to confirm some sort of entry though, so that we can hop into these sells. Obviously the bias here is to sell, you guys can tell. It's pretty clear. Confirming our bias that we made earlier this morning prior to market open. So everything's pretty much playing out as we kind of anticipated for a sell. I'm not in these trades yet because obviously I mentioned that it's going to be a bit risky with us coming back from a holiday. But I'm going to be looking for some entries if we have any actual entries that do come up. So looks like we might have had a couple high lows here. Yeah, this would technically be a high low entry right here, because you can see this blue line that it broke and closed below. It's a high low, but it's not a triple confluence, what we're looking for. But here we go, as price continues to drop lower. So as you guys can see, the confirmation is that price is bearish for today. That was pretty much what we were expecting, but we haven't had any official entries come up yet, aside from the breakout here that we didn't want to take because it's too risky to take it on open today. Nice. Rick made 3,794 off that drop. So nice work right there, Rick, to add on to your wins from this morning. Rick had a pretty good morning. I don't know if you guys saw his profits, but he did pretty solid. Let me go and just delete some of this stuff here. So we already know where this area is. I'm going to draw another line right here for the low. Pretty much what we're looking for at this point, guys, is we're looking for a retracement to the upside. Maybe a retest of the sessions over here. And then for it to come back down. When it comes back down, we're going to be ready to hop into these sells here, because some sell entries will possibly be coming up at that point. I do expect price to be pretty bearish pretty much all week. It's probably going to be bouncing back and forth because it's not going to be just a huge drop unless Russia does officially invade Ukraine. I haven't been following the news over the weekend, but there's been a lot of war talk pretty much all weekend. Pretty much, I mean, for the most part, it's just been a lot of sanctions that are being rolled in against Russia, but not necessarily a full-out war just yet. So as you can see right here, this is kind of what we were anticipating. So this is why I didn't chase the sell here, because you can see prices coming back up. It's retesting the sessions right here. If it does come back down, then I'll be looking for a possible buy. I mean, a possible sell, but we don't have that yet. So it's just a matter of patience, not chasing these moves here. Because the thing is, if you chase the moves and there's no actual entries, you can get burnt pretty easily. So hopefully none of you guys chase that sell there. Or if you guys did take the sell, you guys took it from the breakout up here, then you pulled out once price got below here. You can see all the wicks right here on this end. It's bouncing off all of these session areas right here. And as you can see, price is now coming back up. So we're going to confirm for, some actual entry before we hop into this. You guys don't want to just chase a trade for no reason. Also, one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that we have news coming up in about 7 minutes. So you got a lot of news coming up right here. You don't want to be trading around news because price can easily spike one way or the other. Looking at the news this morning, it's both medium impact, flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI, and then at 7, we have CB consumer confidence. So you guys definitely want to be a bit careful and a bit patient with these entries here. So you guys can see here that now price is kind of bouncing around this area where the sessions were. So we have a high right there. Price is coming below. But even if we were to get this trade here, we wouldn't take it for a couple of reasons. We wouldn't take it because it's bouncing off the sessions. We also wouldn't take it because there's no pending sell. That's going to be one of the requirements for a V3. So definitely no entry here at the moment, but we will be looking for the entry once, it presents itself, but it hasn't done so yet. All right, so let me clean this up a little bit. It's kind of messy right here. Let me turn this off. As you guys can see, price is just bouncing around this area. So one of the two things that we're looking for is whether price is going to break either above the sessions or break back below. But this definitely looks like an area where consolidation is just going to play out for a bit, especially because news is coming up shortly in the next 6 minutes. So I'm going to go over here to the clean chart and go and remove that there. I'm going to redraw the low, the high. I'm going to put the opening price on here as well. Opening price right here at 630. I'm going to color that blue. All right, so main thing we're waiting for is for news to pass. These two red lines right here are news events. We have one at 6:45, another one at 7 o'clock. So as you can see, price is now ranging within this area. When price hits news over here, price can easily spike up or spike down. This is why you guys want to be not in any trades around news time, because if you guys are, you can get caught either on the right side of the market or the wrong side. So you're basically gambling at that point if you're trading during news. So we're going to wait for news to pass, see if market reacts to the news. If it doesn't, that's fine. We'll keep looking for possible sells here. But there isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Let's see, Talanji said 10-minute sell snipe confluence for when it comes back down. Nice. So let me go over here real quick. We're using, okay, yeah, so this one over here is for the snipe. So let's see if there's any zones around here. Obviously there's a pretty good amount there. Right there. Here, right. All right. So Yeah, I mean, it looks like there was a couple of snipes that were available right here as well to Longy, like right over here. There was a whole bunch that came up over here, which would have hit full TP already. But yeah, I mean, nothing currently at the moment. So we'll see how it plays out when price comes back down, because we're expecting it to come back down. Back on the 1 minute over here, as you guys can see, price is ranging just as we anticipated. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, price is probably going to range and consolidate around this area until news hits. When news hits right here, price will either spike to the upside or spike to the downside. But you guys can see that it's just ranging within these high lows right here. If I turn this stuff off, I know it's kind of messy, but if I turn off the sessions over here, you can see the range is just going sideways. And there's price breaking above slightly. We'll see what happens when the news comes up shortly in the next 3 minutes. So as price pushes up right here, this is fine because price can push up, and then when news happens, it can spike right back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this a little higher. Should probably wait for this candle to close, but I'll just leave it there for now. Right here as well. And this is kind of a better picture of it, of how price is just ranging, because this is a clean chart. So you can kind of see how price is kind of just ranging within this area. All right, news is coming up in about 2 minutes. So let me clean this up a little bit. Do this a bit higher. So this buildup right here is probably being used to lure in some buyers. And then as soon as it has the opportunity, it's going to come right back down. So let me mark this up right here too, just to show you guys where opening price was. So if you guys remember, there's a couple of price points to look out for. Let's see, market open right here at 630. All right, so as you guys can see, this is where price is bouncing off from. So you see the wick right here? This blue line that I drew is opening price. So definitely a fake out to the upside. And then it'll probably make its way back down. There you go, bounce right off opening price. Right here would be a nice V3. However, there's news coming up right here. Hey, Steven, morning. Did you just join the room, Steven? You missed the breakout this morning. I did explain it to you specifically this morning. So if you want to rewatch the live session, you can go watch it, but you did miss the breakout if you're just getting on right now. So anyways, this is a V3 right here, but it's not one that I would take because news is like in the next minute. So the last thing I want to do is enter a sell right here, and then it spikes up because of the news. So unfortunately, this is a perfect V3 that we were looking for. I'm not going to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys here, but I don't recommend people take it because it's right at news. Like it's literally right at news. So we'll follow it, but there you go. And it's at the sessions too. So there's a lot of red flags here. Actually, it's right at the sessions. It's right at news, and it's just a messy trade altogether. So let's see if price even reacts to the news. Let's take a look at the news real quick. News is currently right over here. Let me refresh it. It was positive. So positive news both ways. And you can see price is kind of reacting to the news. It might be a fake out to the upside because it was positive and they'll come right back down. But there's just a lot of different red flags here. Price needs to break through both the sessions right here, the London low and the Asia low. Also, it's right at news. So a couple of reasons there not to take this trade. I just marked it up to show you guys that this would be a V3. And we'll see if it plays out. I want to take it, but the problem is we have news coming up again right here. So we got another news event coming up at 7. Thanks, Maddie. So Maddie said retail sentiment is now 58% long. So let me refresh this. It's at 55 right now. I'll refresh it. It's not 58% long. So as I was mentioning earlier, this push to the upside is basically luring in buyers. So it's luring in buyers until it dumps right back down. Just a reminder, we're not in this trade right here, guys. This trade came up right at news, and it also came up right at the session. So that's why we're not taking the trade here. You can see price bounced right off the sessions and came right back up. This is why we want to be careful from trading around the sessions, because you'll get a lot of fake outs. You'll either get a manipulation push to the upside, or like opposite, and then it'll come back down, or it'll come down and then it'll shoot right back up. Also, the news was positive. So you can see right here, price is reacting to the news. So let me just turn this off. I don't want to get people confused and think that we're in that trade, because we're not. The news happened right here at 6:45. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another line right there. Right there, yeah. So we're going to color that pink or magenta. This is news. This is price where news has happened. So you can see prices pushing up. What might happen next is price will come back down and retest the news price. When price tests when it tests the news price, it'll either break below and continue dropping, or it'll bounce right off it. So something to keep in mind. I'm going to do that on the other chart as well. The same pattern that just repeats itself. It's nothing new. News happened right here at 6:45. So just wait a bit, guys. I don't recommend anyone hop into anything right now, because I do think price is going to come back down. Retail sentiment's pushing up right here. As price pushes up right here, it just lures in more traders on the buy side. It's just basically loading up these buys before it dumps right back down. The reason why I kind of anticipate that is because fundamentals are so red right now. They're down 178 points. So I don't really expect a big recovery just yet. Looking over here at the stock index, majority of these stocks are red. Home Depot is down 15 points, so it's weighing it down pretty heavily. There's barely any green stocks down here. So I do expect it to come crashing right back down. It's just going to be a matter of time. So you just got to be patient and wait for that to actually confirm. So just see what happens here, because you can see where price was rejecting from. Price literally rejected off the news price right here, off that candle. Let's wait for it to come right back down. Yeah, exactly. Rick said K2 sessions are so important. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't even trade around that point, guys, because you can see exactly where price bounced off, right? News happened right here. It kind of faked out to the bottom, and then it came right to the K2 sessions, which is the London low right here, and it bounced directly off it straight back up. So let's just give it some time. We do have news coming up right here again at 7 o'clock. It's just this is like the perfect time to sit on your hands, guys. Don't chase any push to the upside. Don't chase any push to the downside. You just got to wait. I know it sucks waiting, because I know a lot of you guys are itching to get that one trade in for the week to kick off the trading week. I am too, but I'd rather wait for the perfect move rather than hop in and then get burnt. That's probably what's going to happen for people who enter trades between now and the next news event. Next news event's coming up in 10 minutes, not too long from now. So this technically right here would be a V3 again. But you guys can see what happens to the V3 over here. So it's probably a good idea that you guys wait for this one to play out, maybe make its way below the pivots. One thing that you guys want to be careful for is that there's a lot of liquidity sitting right here. There's liquidity right here, liquidity up here. So if price does push up a little higher, it might hit that liquidity, push up, and come right back down. All right. All right, so let's see what happens here. What I would recommend is just waiting until news to pass right here, guys. So I'm not looking to take any trades myself. This is technically a V3. I'm not looking to take it though, because we do have news coming up in about 9 minutes. Last thing I want to do is get impatient and get burnt out on one of these trades here. Also, the stop loss is too close. So it's just way too close. We want it to be at least 300 or more pips away. Right now, it's only 150 pips, so I wouldn't even take it for that reason. So weird market, just as we anticipated. It's the first day of market open from the 4-day holiday week. So you're going to expect a lot of this to happen. What you're looking for is to pretty much wait for this news to, I mean, not this news, for this this whipsaw price to just stop moving around, because you can see right here. So this is prior to open, right? So price was kind of up here, price dropped on open right here, and then it came right back up. So as you can see, price just returned to where it was prior to market opening. So market opened over here, and then from here, prices dropped. Now look where price is now back to. This is where it was prior to the market actually opening. So now that it's kind of stabilized a bit, now it'll choose its direction. So from here, you can kind of anticipate whether price is going to come back down and it'll confirm a bearish bias, or if it's going to come back up and confirm a bullish bias. My guess is that it's going to come back down. This seems like this was all a push to the upside to lure in buyers, because now retail sentiment is pretty high. It's 58. Well, it's not super high, but it's pretty high, 58% long. So pretty much all the people who chase this buy right here are going to get stopped out as it comes back down. So just a matter of patience and waiting for price to reveal what the actual direction is. My guess is that it's going to be a sell with all the war talk going on, and with I was going to say NFT again, with non-farm payroll next week. We definitely expect it to drop and then probably bullish next week, because NFP is usually pretty bullish. It's a bullish week. And there we go. So this is what you guys wanted to be careful from, because I mentioned that there is a lot of liquidity sitting right here. So price hit liquidity right there where I marked up earlier. One thing to look out for is this area right here. If price hits this area, it's probably going to keep pushing up higher. It's going to knock out the liquidity and then come right back down. So I wouldn't chase this buy here, guys. I know a lot of you guys are thinking to chase this buy here. I personally wouldn't chase it. It's just a temporary push to the upside. And that's fine, because this gives us more room to take more sells when price does come back down. Because I can see this number here increasing over time. One thing that you guys want to be careful for as well is the New York high right here. So another session's right here, this green line, price can easily bounce right off it. So now that this liquidity was hit, I'll take this off. And you can see right here, see if price hits this point. Price rejected off the sessions. If it comes back up and hits it and pushes to this point, it's probably going to push up a little bit higher. But I'm not looking to take trades against the bias. My bias is still for a sell. And I'm just going to wait for it. Yeah, exactly. Rick said, best to just take your time with trades after a holiday. I agree. A lot of fake outs happen after the holidays. Market is still stabilizing from the long weekend. So it's just going to be a matter of waiting for price to either come back down or for it to push to the upside. So let's see if there's any other news here that's going on this morning. I think that's it. After 7 o'clock in the next 5 minutes, that's going to be the last US news. We have CB consumer confidence at 7, and then that's it for today. Tomorrow we don't really have news. It doesn't look like, so tomorrow should be pretty smooth. Looking at my FX book, let's see if there's any updates here. I know they have different news events sometimes. All right, so at 7 o'clock, we have Richmond Fed manufacturing shipments index. That's low. A bunch of Richmond Fed services index and stuff. That's all low. CB consumer confidence. That's going to be the medium news coming up at 7. 7:30, we have some low impact news. 8 o'clock, low impact news. So not really too much today. That's pretty much it at 7. Other than that, let me see if there's any other news here on CNBC. So looking at CNBC, the Dow is now pushed up because of that big push. It's down only 68 points. S&P is currently up 8 points. NASDAQ's currently up 31 points. Russell 2K is down 12 points. So as you guys can see, there's not really it's not really unified right now. The Dow is still down, S&P slightly up, but it can probably come right back down. NASDAQ is also slightly up, but it can come back down as well. Looking over at the Russia-Ukraine conflict, looks like there is a couple of things going on here. Just like what Kramer said. So about 18 minutes ago, Kramer said, I don't trust this market yet, given Russia-Ukraine Fed rate uncertain hike. So there's a lot of things going on in the market. This is the same reason why I'm a bit uneasy with the market as well. You know, Kramer said he doesn't trust the market, neither do I, because there's a lot of things that are going on this week and the upcoming week as well. So it's kind of best to be a bit careful. And you guys can see right here, price is now coming right back down, right? This is exactly what we were anticipating. So let's see if price comes all the way back down below opening price, which I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because this is exactly what we were waiting for. So this is why I told you guys not to chase this buy, because it was just a fake out. And here we go as price continues to drop lower. So hopefully you guys listen and didn't chase this buy here, because if you did, or if you did it, I mean, tables are turning pretty heavy right now. All right, so guys, just as I said earlier, we're going to wait for it to come back down. Now that it's coming back down, we're going to wait for an actual entry to come up. Nice. Rick took a 10 lot sell right there. So pretty solid. Yeah, and this is the V3 that we were just talking about earlier. So yeah, thanks to Longy. This was the V3 that we were looking for, guys. We weren't taking it because it was right off the sessions, but it was too, oh, gotcha, Rick. So Rick already took the trade and he's already made profit off it. So here we go as price comes down. There's news coming up in about 2 minutes, guys. So I don't recommend anyone take any trades right now. Wait to see how price reacts to the news and then go from there. Thanks, Kim. Kim said Biden's hosting a virtual roundtable at 1:30. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so 12 in about 5 hours. Thanks. So yeah, you guys want to be a bit careful later today, because Biden is going to be speaking around mid-market reversal time, around 12:30 noonish. So definitely something to obviously keep in mind. Yeah, no problem, Kim. Thanks for letting us know, though, because I had no idea who was going to be holding his roundtable today. All right, guys, news is going to come up in about a minute, so see where it goes from here. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. All right. So here's a clean chart. As you guys can see, price is now breaking into another range right here. We have news coming up right here in about a minute. So you guys want to be careful and just wait for price to react to the news. And then from there, we'll determine where we plan on continuing to ride price. So let's see, 7 o'clock is right here. When this candle here closes, I'll put a line here to identify where news was. Okay, so news open right here. This pink line is going to be where price was prior to the 7 o'clock news. This is CB consumer confidence. As you can see, price is not really reacting to it directly, but you can see price is now dropping below. So normal reaction to price. It might not happen right away. It can even take a bit before it actually has its full movement. Based off the news. All right, so there you go. Price is now dropping back below. That's exactly what we were kind of anticipating. All right, so Maddie said there's a 5-minute V3. Yeah, there's a 5-minute V3 right here. It's not really, well, I mean, technically it's running, but I do think it's a little risky because it's It's not in the direction of, I mean, the bias is for a sell, but I feel like I would want a little more biases, but we'll see. I'll follow right here. I'm not going to take it, but I mean, it's too late. I can't even take it if I wanted to. Price is already deep in profit. Yeah, definitely a 5-minute V3 right there. I know it goes in the direction of a bias, but just because it's right at news, it's one of the main reasons why I'd be kind of wary to take it. So, all right. So yeah, the V3 right here on the 5-minute looks like it's going to hit. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I could catch like the last push of it. It's just too risky. I'm not going to enter it late. I'm not going to FOMO into it because it's right at the pivots too. You can easily just bounce off these pivots. No, I'm not going to FOMO into this. Yeah, it's bouncing right off the pivots. It's just too late for me to hop in. I would want to do that, Rick. Like that what Rick just said. I would want to hop in for like 100 pips. That's why I have this marked up right here. Let me see how it looks like on the 1 minute over here. It's too late for me to hop in at this point. So if it closes below these pivots, maybe I'll hop in for like a little push below it. Yeah, I mean, the problem with it hitting liquidity below there, Rick, is that there's a bunch of sessions right here. So while it will probably hit eventually, there's gonna be a lot of areas here where it will likely bounce off. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, that's a don't do it. Better trading coming. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for it. And exactly. So if I enter that trade right there, look how much drawdown I'd be in. So that's why you guys gotta be really smart about hopping into these sells here. Hopefully you can hop into that, Rick, the one that you were talking about, because see, spiked up right here about like almost 500 pips. It's a heavy drawdown on the 10 lot. Henry, this is the 5-minute entry right here. I'm not in this trade, guys. So just FYI, I'm not in the trade. I'm looking for a better entry. So this is why you guys don't want to chase the trades. Like if you guys can't make the actual entry, just wait for another entry to come, because there's going to be another one that comes. It's just a matter of time until it does come back. So you can see right here, price came below. This pink line right here is a news event. So price came back below, then it bounced off, came right back up. What I can see I can possibly see happening here is price will come up, test the news price, and then at that point, it'll probably come right back down from there. Oh, I know, right? CC, oof. That would have been a horrible entry. Glad you didn't FOMO. Yeah, no, same here. I had a feeling this was going to happen. This is why you guys want to be careful after news, because you get a lot of this manipulated push because price will come back up. You can see right here, it's coming back to retest the news price before it comes back down. Oh gosh, yeah. Matt also said that news price is also last week's low price. That's a good catch there, because this is why it's good that like everyone kind of has their own analysis, because I didn't realize that this was last week's low price, and Matt identified that perfectly. So let me go and just draw a couple. Yeah, price is dumping super heavy now. So there goes a 5-minute. It already hit TP. And this is why you want to wait for the actual entry. So if price goes up and then comes back down, but if you enter that, Rick, you would hit your stop loss. So I'm pretty sure you hit your stop loss and didn't catch things. Like if you were, because you said price is going to drop, right? Unless your stop loss is more than 500 pips, you would hit your stop loss already, because you entered at some point right here at 627. So you entered way down here, price pushed up. Not Rick. There's no way. Your stop loss is like way up here, bro. So you got to factor in spread too. So your stop loss would have been, your drawdown was over 400 pips. Your spread probably would have been around 30 to 60 pips. If it was that, you would have been heavy drawdown off that. So anyways, I don't recommend anyone trade like Rick. I know Rick here likes to take these risky trades. Rick was probably like 2 pips away from like completely blowing a stop loss. So you guys want to be very careful with these trades here. I mean, if you guys want to trade like Rick, feel free. But I recommend you guys be very careful with the entries that you guys decide to take, because some people will go really heavy on those trades like that. And if you got caught in this big spike to the upside, you would have blown your account with like one trade. So this is why you guys want to be very careful with the entries you guys decide to hop into. You're fine, Rick. But you definitely don't want to blow your account on like one trade here. You want to put all your eggs in one basket in hopping into trades like this. But no, I'm glad that if it did hit for you, Rick, great. But I wouldn't want to be stressed out with a trade like this here. All right, let's see. Yeah, no, Rick said and that's exactly where I would have put it too. So Rick would have placed his stop loss at the previous swing point right here. Rick was trying to enter his trade down here, but if that was your stop loss, you'd have a 650 pip stop loss. So if you were to take this with a 10 lot, this is a 6,500 loss if you were to reach that point, or that's how much risk you would take. So that's not a risk that I would take. That's like more than 6% risk if you're on a 100K account. Or if you're on a 200K account, that's more than 3%. It's just way too much risk there. All right, anyways, back to our analysis here, guys. We're still looking for possible sells. Let me go back to the retail sentiment over here. Retail sentiment is currently 55% long. So pretty much a lot of the people who were long earlier got stopped out earlier when price came back down. Either got stopped out or they just pulled out of the position, because sentiment's back to where it was prior to the news events and stuff. Looking over at the fundamentals are currently up, or they're down actually 155 points. Looking over here at the entire stock index. So everything is bearish again. So as you can see, everything here was kind of, the Dow's been red this whole time. S&P was slightly up, NASDAQ was up, but now everything's back to red. So our overall buys for the day was bearish. It's back to being bearish again overall, aside from the VIX, but the VIX is kind of irrelevant comparing to the Dow. But anyways, so what we're going to be looking for here is, now we're going to be looking for actual entries. Now that news is passed, we're looking for possible variations, high lows, anything really that will come up. Now that we're kind of, I wouldn't say we're necessarily out in the clear, but we are kind of in the clear at the moment because price is kind of pushed away. One of the two things that can happen is price will either continue dropping and move away from news price, or price will come back up. As you can see right here, it is pushing up. It might hit news price right here, and then it'll either continue pushing up or it'll come back down. So we're just going to be waiting for an entry to come up, but at the moment, there's not really much for us to focus on. All right. All right, so price is now coming back down. This is fine. But we're looking for an entry to come up prior to us hopping into anything. So let me just mark up some more high lows here on the clean chart. All right. So this is easier to see here on the clean chart. You can see our price is kind of ranging around this way to the side. This is basically what we're waiting for to break out of, because you can see price is now breaking below it. It's going back down to opening price, that blue line. One of the two things will happen at this point. Price will either bounce off it, or it'll break below and continue dropping lower. So pay attention to price right here. See if price closes below here. You have to make sure that this candle actually closes, not just breaks below it, but actually closes. If it does close below, then we can probably expect price to continue dropping and continue in the direction of our bias, which is what we were waiting for. Here's a markup chart. Same thing. It's right at opening price, which is that blue line. So look right there where the wick's at, right? Price did not close below it, or it's trying to, but it hasn't yet. It's got about 5 seconds left on this candle. Price did not close below it. So as you can see right there, it bounced right off it. Now you can confirm whether one or two things are going to happen. Is it going to bounce off, or is it going to break below and continue dropping? You guys want to be careful around these price points. Be careful around opening price, news price, and the previous sessions. So price right there rejected directly off that line. Now we're just going to see what price gives us. I'm kind of waiting for it to push up a little bit so we can get an opposite signal, basically a retracement signal, and then we can catch it as it comes back down. But as you can see, analysis played out perfectly right off this blue line right here, which is opening price. So the reason why you guys want to be paying attention to these like price points that I'm marking up on the chart is that it'll keep you from entering bad trades, because sometimes you guys will enter a trade where you think price is going to dump pretty heavily. And if you guys pay attention to these lines that I draw on the chart here, you guys can avoid entering trades like that. That could have easily stopped you out. Because if you guys entered right there for a sell because you thought price was going to drop below, you'd be in drawdown about 600 pips right now. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. Bounced right off it. So look where price is going now. Look at the pink line. So price is broken above here. But if you guys remember the pink line right here where news happened, price is just coming back to retest the news price. So as you can see, price came down here after news. Price reacted to the news by dropping, right? It came down, bounced off opening price, and then it came right back up. Let's check the news because I didn't even see if news was positive or negative. Okay, so right here, news was positive, right? With news positive, price did the opposite. Price actually came back down, and then now it's coming back up. And at this point, price is probably going to come right back down because people chase the correction to the upside, and then now it's probably going to come right back down. Yeah, no, exactly too, Anton. I usually don't trade around there either, because price isn't trending. And it's just going sideways. Same thing that you kind of see with like the high lows here. That's why we like to draw these high lows to identify where price is when it's usually ranging or consolidating. Right there. All right, so one thing to look out for, guys, is that there's liquidity sitting right here now. So now that this candle is closed, there's liquidity sitting right here. What you might be able to see is if price comes up and tests this area of liquidity, it might spike up from that point and then maybe come back down. But as you guys can see, really messy market today. It was exactly what we were expecting. A lot of fake outs. Some good trades, but we didn't take them because they were risky. But overall, definitely lots of fake outs today in general. I was really hoping to catch at least one good trade. I was kind of hoping that the breakout would have came out a little later. It came out like right on open, so I missed it completely. But even if it did come out a little later, I probably would have been too cautious to take it. But it's all right. If I don't catch anything today, it's okay because we still have a whole week. So keep that in mind, guys. Today's not the day to force any trades because today's probably the riskiest day to enter trades. If you go over here to the clean chart, so marking up, so this blue line right here is in market open. You can see price came down, then it faked back out to the upside, and then it faked back out to the downside. So there's no clear direction. Generally, you want price to be obviously pushing down or obviously pushing up. Right here, there's no obviousness. Like price pushed down and then it came right back up, and then it came right back down, and then now it's coming right back up. There's no clear direction at this moment. But you can see here from my markup off the opening price kind of did exactly what we anticipated, right? I mentioned that when price would come down to this blue line, price will do one of two things. It'll either bounce off it or it'll break below. It bounced right off it. Here you can see big push to the upside right here. 800 pips, almost 900 pips. Yeah, no, and Talanji said there was a 3-minute V3. There was a 1-minute V3 right here too. Right here. So there's a 1-minute V3 that came up right here. I mean, obviously I wouldn't take it because I'm looking for a sell. My bias is for a sell. But yes, this was also a V3 here as well. So V3 right here. And then Talanji also mentioned a V3 here on the 3-minute, which I wouldn't recommend taking because bias is still a sell at the moment. All right, so back to what I was saying earlier. Price did hit liquidity right here. It's probably going to push up and test the news price right there, that pink line. Yeah, I'm not taking either. This line is probably a good idea not to take it. This price might come up, test the news price right here, and then come right back down. All right, so let me push this up right here. Another liquidity got created right over there. Three-minute momentum. All right. So it looks like price has been a bit extended out. So it looks like price might be making its way back down. Let's go back and take a look at sentiment. Sentiment's currently 56% long. So it seems like they're trying to stack up some more sellers over here, but I mean buyers actually, as it pushed up right here. It might be pushing up a little higher. This number here still hasn't increased too much. It's only 56% long. Looking over here on the fundamentals, it's currently down 123 points still. So it's still pretty down. We're just looking for this to confirm a bit. So let's see. So some of you guys did take a couple trades here. So Rick's currently up 7,000 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Slava's currently up 4,500 euros. Nice work, Slava. So a lot of you guys here took trades off my analysis. We didn't necessarily take anything official, but a lot of people here caught these trades that we were looking at. Jason here caught it as well, locked in a total of 1,272. So great work right there, Jason. Yeah, he said good drop, Sean. And then again, right here, he held on. He's currently at 4,821 for the week. So nice work, Jason. Ella here as well. Took the sells earlier and the buys, locked in a total of 936 for the day. Nice work, Del. Maddie over here took a couple YOLO counts. His YOLO count here, he passed another FTMO. He took sells here, locked in a total of 1,265 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. So we passed another challenge right here off MFF. Great work, Maddie. David over here as well. David said, good morning, 400 euros profit. My account already in green, halfway to reach my, nice, David. So David joined K2 like, I think last week. He was like really deep in the red on his MFF. He joined K2 to bring it back into positive. Looks like he's almost there. So he's back in the green. So David, great work. Nice recovery there. You almost blew your MFF, but now you're back. So good work right there, David. You know, I'd recommend now you should probably just get a free retry, and then, or if you can pass it, you know, great. But if you don't have enough time, just get a free retry, and then you're going to be better off because now that you're in K2, you'll be able to, you know, continue adding on those wins. So great work there, David. Man, proud of you, bro. That was you're telling that you're so close to blowing it, your challenge, and then you've made it right back into the green. So that's amazing within a week or two. All right, Kenny's profits here at locked in a total of 590. He took the sell earlier. Nice work, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny over here locked in 590. Narith over here, his profits are loading up. All right, so back to the charts over here, guys. You can see price isn't really doing anything. It's just going sideways at this moment right here. So not really much to look at. Narith over here locked in 11,000 for the day. Nice work, Narith. Yeah, pretty good profit to kick off the trading week. Let's see if there's anything else here. Miles as well. Miles locked in a total of 335 for the day. Great work, Miles. All right, cool. I think that's it for now. If you guys have more profits, go ahead and send them over. Jason to say that it was demo because Jason, he take a couple of demo trades, but he let them run. He's letting everybody know that these are demo. He took a couple of trades and then just let them go a little longer. He held on to them basically buying the dip. And he also sold right there in the morning. So locked in a nice, huge profit there. If that was like, you know, if this was a real account, it would have been legit. But Jason's waiting for his funded accounts. So he has like 2 or 3 funded accounts on the way. He's just waiting for him to send the credentials over to him. But now he's playing on demo until he gets his funded account sent over to him. So nice work, Jason, off those. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you guys want to keep trading, then keep trading. You can also trade on demo if you're like waiting for your funded accounts. So big push to the upside right here, guys. Whenever price consolidates like this, it's usually charging up for a breakout, and there goes a breakout right there. So there we go. As price comes above the news price, price might come right back down. So I could expect a fake out to happen right here, possibly. It'll probably just come right back down. And there goes that red candle. And go and just update the high lows over here. I wouldn't trust any buys right now, guys. If you guys are looking to take any buys, I'd be very careful. And as you can see right there, it faked out just like I mentioned. So definitely not looking to take any buys here. It came up right above, faked out, came right back down for a V3 sell. All right, so this looks like a V3 sell right here. The problem with this here is that actually it's not that bad. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna hop into this too with you guys. All right, so there goes a V3 sell right there. Currently in the position. I'm probably gonna be moving my stop loss and profit though, guys, because this is a kind of a bigger move. It's 520 pips. So let me just move my. So as price drops a little lower, I'm gonna move my stop loss and profit because it's a bigger move. Usually if it's smaller, I'll just let it run to TP, but this is so a lot of way bigger moves. Let me where's liquidity sitting? I'm gonna move my TP a little lower. I'm gonna move my, not moving it yet. Move it. Let's see. I give it some space. It's too it's too volatile right now. So let me see. I gotta move this up a little bit. I just had to adjust my trade a little bit because it's just too volatile. So let's see where. Yeah, no, exactly. Move my stop loss to break even. I mean, I've already gotten kicked out already if I did that. But I'm going to, let me see if I can adjust this right here. Where's my mouse at? Okay. Here goes price retest the news price. Yeah, no, exactly. Like just what Rick said. So Rick said, ride it all the way down, keep your stop loss at break even. You can always re-enter if the market is sketch. Which it is kind of sketch right now. Fuck. It doesn't hit me. Let's see. Fuck, hit my stop loss. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, I should have moved my stop loss and profit when it was down here. I was going to, and then I didn't want to get kicked out. Unfortunately, I ate that loss on that one, but it's all good. As you can see, the market is moving weird for the first day on market open, which is what we expected. I probably should have moved my stop loss and profit because I was telling you guys to do it. I didn't even do it myself because price was below here. And I was like, okay, I'm going to move my stop loss and profit, but market was too volatile and it pushed me up. I was in profit slightly, a little over 1,000, and then it kicked me to the upside. And here we go. As price comes right back down. It's all right. So if you guys took the loss there, just make sure you guys are using proper risk. Like for me, I did lose a fat profit off that. I lost about 5,000, which is shitty, but could have been worse. Yeah, and there you go. Price comes right back down right here. So it's all good. You know, the losses happen, guys. If you guys use proper risk, there should be no problem with you eating these losses. If you guys are only risking 1 to 2%, which is what I recommend, you guys should be perfectly fine. So I ate the loss on there. I'm down like maybe 2% on my account today, which is okay. I'm gonna see if I can maybe bounce back with like one trade or so. But if not, then I'm just going to sit out the day and bounce back tomorrow. Because you can see that the market is kind of just moving back and forth. It's really indecisive at the moment. It is what it is. I know a lot of people will think, you know, you should have probably moved your stop loss and profit. I know I should have because I was even telling you guys to, but I didn't do it myself. But it's all right. So on to the next one, guys. There's technically another one right here. But obviously I'm not going to hop into that because that was a horrible trade to begin with. There's technically another one right here. I don't recommend anyone enter this. If you guys have a loss, don't revenge trade. Wait for a while, let price kind of push around a bit, and then hop in like a little later. So definitely do not hop into this trade here, guys. Don't revenge trade, especially after eating a little loss right here. Because the last thing you want to do is compound that loss, right? If the market's moving weird here, it's probably going to keep moving weird for a bit. You guys want to wait for it to get out of this area. So either wait for it to push below, wait for it to push above. And then from that point, we can start looking for some more entries. But at the moment, I would recommend you guys just sit out and wait until it confirms for some sort of, you know, confirmation here. Yeah, Ruin said dropping down dick market makers. No, exactly. And price is probably going to come back down because the bias is still for a sell. Looking over here, it's still down 118 points. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's 56% long. So we're definitely still looking for sells at the moment. It's just price isn't really, you're getting a lot of these big spikes. Like this spike right here is pretty crazy. Look how far it pushed up from the low here. Price pushed down from here and then it pushed all the way up about 800 pips. And this is why you don't want to hop into the trade. So like, as I mentioned earlier, if you guys would have revenge traded off this, you would have lost another trade here. This is why you guys want to wait a bit. If you guys ever lose a trade, I don't recommend entering another one for like another 10 to 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes or more, if possible for you guys to wait, because the last thing you want to do is hop into a trade right after you lost one and then just keep hopping into trades and you just keep ending up losing all of them. Yeah, so just wait a bit, guys. Or if anything, it's already 7:30. So if it gets closer to 8, then we might just sit it out and bounce back tomorrow. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Rick said it was 65% just 5 minutes ago. Yeah, it's at 56 now. But it was expected, you know. Market does move like this after a holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes all the way back down. One thing that you guys want to probably keep an eye out on is the liquidity areas. So let me just mark, let me see where price currently is over here. So what I would be careful for, well, not really be careful, but look out for is liquidity areas. So like, let me go over here real quick, go to 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So as you guys can see, price is kind of pushing up right here. But we do expect price to come down, right? So if price continues to push up, what you guys want to look out for are the liquidity areas around here, because when price gets down to that mid-market reversal, price might come crashing down pretty heavy. So paying attention to these liquidity areas is going to be important, especially if price continues to push, which I don't think it will. I think it's going to come back down before the mid-market reversal. But yeah, as you can see, price is still back at where it was earlier. It's right at the news price right here. So let me just, I drew a circle right here around this pink line. You can see where price is pretty much consolidating around, right? It's consolidating around this news price area right here. Price kind of breaks out a little bit, but then it comes right back to it. And this is pretty much where it is consolidating from, where that pink line's at. Which, I mean, personally, I don't think it's a coincidence. That's why we draw the lines there. All right, anyways, looking at current price right here, you can see where it's projecting from. Let me delete this, or actually, let's move it up higher. And there you go, its price drops below. We just got caught in a shitty move, guys. Like, you can see price is now coming back to where it was earlier. So this is the entry that we took earlier. And look, it's probably gonna hit TP. Right, this is the trade that we were in earlier right here. It's now in profit again. So the few people who are probably holding on to it still are now in profit. And price is just gonna keep bouncing around this area. I don't recommend anyone FOMO into this trade though. Like, once you guys have a loss, just take your loss, guys, and move on. Don't try to enter the trade late, because I know some people will see that price is coming back down and they want to re-enter it because they're like, okay, well, I got screwed out of this trade and I want to hop in later. It's okay to watch it, but I don't recommend you guys hop back into it. Just accept the loss and then move on to the next entry. There hasn't been a second entry yet, so there's nothing that's available at the moment. If we do see something though, then we can hop into it, because what could happen at this point is we can probably get a another V3, V2 confluence, I don't know, some sort of entry, and then we can probably recoup some of the losses from earlier. But there's just no entries that are available at the moment, so I don't recommend anyone hop into anything just yet. So as you can see right here, as price pushes back up, there's liquidity that's building right here. That's a good thing. So let's give it some time, and it'll probably make its way down maybe within the next 30 minutes or so, hopefully, for 8. Rick said stop losses for quitters. Yeah, it's on said hashtag no stop crew. Yeah, man, that's, you guys living on the wild side. All right, so price is now ranging within this area. I'm gonna go to the clean chart. It's easier for you guys to see here. So here's the range as price, goes sideways from here. Ruben said I'm leader of no stop loss, king is suck. Yeah, that's like one thing that, it's a problem with a lot of people having no stop loss. A lot of people just don't want to take that loss. But I mean, that's the reason, I think that's the biggest reason why people fail their FTMOs. They don't use a stop loss, right? Or they over leverage. So the thing with FTMO that I see happen a lot is people, they'll be so close to passing and they'll hit their daily loss. So here, I'm gonna use this as an example. Like, I see this happen with a lot of people. Say, for example, you guys were holding on to that sell earlier, right? And I always see people do this all the time, and it's like, it's crazy, because like your stop loss is like right here at like 52, 520 pips, right? What I see people do a lot is they'll just move it up a little bit and they'll keep moving it up, but they don't realize that they're moving it so far behind that they're getting so close to their daily loss limit, right? So people keep moving it up slowly, slowly, slowly. And at this point over here, it hits your stop loss and they already hit their daily loss. And they're like, oh, damn, they didn't realize that they hit their daily loss. And then price comes down and hits their TP. Because I see people complain about this all the time. They get mad at FTMO. It's not FTMO's fault, guys. It was their fault. This happens all the time. It hits someone's daily loss right here. And then it comes back down and it hits their profit. And then they get so mad. You see people in the chat or in the group, they're like, oh, FTMO is like screwing me. They said I hit my daily loss, but I hit my TP. And I'm like, no, bro, I hit your daily loss and it hit your, and then people get so upset, right? But the thing is, they don't understand that like they took too much risk on and it hit their daily loss before it hit their TP. So this is why I always recommend that you guys use proper risk. Never go past like 2% risk, because so say, for example, if you have a 2% risk right here, right, your max risk is going to be 5%. So you can technically go like up here, but if you're down here and you move it slightly, you're still going to be within 3%. So my goal here with K2 guys is to make sure that you guys don't blow your accounts, and, you know, taking responsibility for the mistakes. It's just, you know, that's just, it's the problem that a lot of people run into. So if you guys are real with yourself and you guys are actually taking accountability for like the mistakes that are made, you guys will understand like why FTMO has those rules in place. Because if you use proper risk, you know, you guys should have no problem never hitting your daily loss, never hitting your max loss. Because that's you know the big difference there. So Rick said stop loss points determine lot size. That's the big difference for me. Yeah, exactly. No, same here, Rick. And that's why, you know, if I take a full lot size, if my stop loss is like 300 pips, and I'll use a 10 lot. If my stop loss is like 500 pips, I'll use like a 7 lot. Like I'll lower my lot size according to the stop loss. And that's how everyone should be basing it off of. Like whenever people ask me, oh, what's the stop loss to use? And I explain to people that you have to use different stop loss and different lot sizes. Like people get so confused, but it's because you guys have to learn that that's like one of the bare basics that you guys should actually understand before taking any trades. Because your stop loss and lot size are going to be the biggest difference. It doesn't matter where your TP is at. It matters where your stop loss and lot size are sitting at. Yeah, no, exactly. Jonathan said I took a lower lot size on that move that hit stop loss too. Yeah, same. It's, you know, it's a responsible way of trading. You guys got to use proper risk management at all times. I know a lot of people here like to go heavy lot size because we barely lose, but you know, losses do happen. I mean, they're not impossible. So, and there he goes, price drops below. So like I was saying earlier, guys, we got caught in that shitty trade. Look at where it would have hit our TP already at this point, but whatever. There you go. So there's the trade earlier. We got caught in that spike to the upside, that manipulated push. And then here we go as it comes right back down, and it's probably gonna hit our TP, but it's okay. So don't FOMO into this, guys. I know some people might've FOMO'd into it. So great for you guys. You guys probably made your profit right back. But as you can see right here, this just shows that, you know, the market's not moving correctly because our TP would have been hit. It's just price got manipulated right here, pushed to the upside, and then it came right back down to full TP. So it's all right. This is why I tell you guys you just have to eat the losses sometimes, because this happens. You'll get caught in trades where they're supposed to hit, but you get caught in just a bad move. So it's all good. Just take your time and wait for the next one. The next one's going to come. There's going to be more trades, guys. So if you guys risk 2% on here and then the next trade is 2%, you're back at break even, right? Not a big deal. And that's why you should wait for another good trade rather than hop in and FOMO into it. So I did hit liquidity right here, same liquidity that I marked up earlier, broke right through it, and bounced below. Now it's going back to opening price right here, or it might be. Nice. Yeah, no, Mauricio said I learned so much from Sean in a few months than years with gurus. Yeah, because I try to give it to you guys like straight up. Like I'm not giving you guys no fluff here. I show you guys exactly what I do. I do this every single day. It's fully transparent. It's all live. And I'm basically just showing you guys exactly what I do. I don't hide anything. I don't show you guys anything different than what I do. Pretty much do the same thing that you guys are doing, that you guys are learning at K2. And we just get better every time because we all help each other improve where, improve it's needed. But anyways, it's 7:41, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys have. Let me check the calendar real quick. All right, guys. So if you guys want to have, sorry, I know it's like super last minute. I was supposed to do it over the weekend. If you guys want to have a mentoring session today, we could have a mentoring session today. Let me see. The other day we can have it is on Thursday. Yeah, and Anton said prices behaving like Asia, London, damn. Yeah, it's going back and forth. Sure, Vishnu. If you want to put your question there. Okay, let's see. You just put your question there. Vishnu said, I kind of noticed the market choosing the direction after 1 p.m. Eastern onwards. Trying to think what at 1 p.m. Eastern. So the direction is usually set in the morning, Vishnu. I'm not sure like if you've been on like all the sessions, it's like the same pattern every day. The direction is usually set on open right here. So like from 6:30 to 7, it chooses a direction. But today's it's a different day. Today's an outlier because it was a holiday week. But you said 1:30, so I'm gonna try to reverse. 1:30 is 12, 11, 10. Yeah, no, exactly. So the time that you're talking about the mid-market reversal. Yeah. So yeah, Vishnu, that normally happens. That's why we have it marked up here, because generally there's price. So let me go to a cleaner chart if I could find one here. I don't see any entries, guys, so I think we're okay for right now. Let me go to a clean chart and I'll kind of show you. I'm not sure like if you've been like consistent with our analysis here every day, but it's the same thing. What you're referring to is a mid-market reversal. It happens every day. Today's not, it's probably not a good day to identify it, but let me see if I could find one like last week. Let me just turn everything off here. What's on my chart? Pivots. Okay. So let me see if I can go to yesterday's time. But yeah, he's referring to the mid-market reversal, just like what Rick said. So basically, it's not a good day. This is like trying to figure out what day was the market moving pretty smooth last week. I think it was like on the 14th, right? On Valentine's Day. Here, we can probably try it here on the 15th. All right, so price doesn't necessarily choose a direction at that time. It's a mid-market reversal. It does the opposite of what was happening during the morning session. So 15 was kind of a crazy day too. I'm trying to find a day where market was kind of moving a little smooth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Vishnu said, oh, so it's probably mid-market reversal, which happens after lunch. Yeah, it doesn't set the direction. It just sets the direction for until close. Because once you go into Asia, it usually reverses again. So let me see if I could, yeah, here's a perfect example right here. So this was on the, on the 14th, I believe. I mean, last week was kind of weird too, but so 6, we got off around 8, price pushed up. And then the mid-market reversal usually happens between 10 and market close. Around here. So Vishnu, this is kind of what you're referring to. So between 6:30 and 8, this is why we usually trade just 6:30 to 8. So like it's about to be 8 right now. We're usually off by this time because direction is set from open. So as you can see right here, on this day, we made a lot of profit. This is where I made like one of my biggest profitable days, I think, on the 14th. On this day, yeah, on that day I made, yeah, like I made 12,000 off just one trade, 8,000, 12,000. So this day right here, we took one sell and we took it for a big drop right here because it's directional from open. From here, from like 8 to 9, you'll tend to see some consolidation right here, right? And then from this is the mid-market reversal. This is what you referred to, 1:30 Eastern, which would be right here. This is where the mid-market reversal happens until close, right? And then from there, price kind of consolidates a bit, and it doesn't really choose direction because once it gets to Asia, it just goes sideways. So what you're referring to is a mid-market reversal. It happens almost every day around the same time. This is why you usually want to find the direction. So for example, here you find the direction where it drops, it kind of retraces up a little bit. Then when it gets to mid-market, it just reverses right back down. So if you want to look at it, just go back to like any day of the charts, Vishnu, and then just mark up like 6:30, 8, 10, and then 12. This is where the mid-market reversal tends to happen. And this will help you understand, how the market moves from time frame to time frame. This is why I stopped trading at 8, because like from right here, you can see where we have a directional push and then it just stops. Or sometimes it'll reverse, or a lot of times it'll just go sideways. It usually doesn't reverse like this. But another time you want to pay attention to would probably be like from 10 to 12 Pacific, which is, like you said, after lunch. And then market tends to reverse the opposite direction. So maybe something you want to play around with. We do this pretty much every morning. So we do see the pattern play out almost every day. Doesn't happen always, but it does happen pretty often. The thing with today is there's no direction at all. So let me just show you today's, guys. Here's 6:30. And here's 8, right? There's no direction here. So as you can see, on that other day, price was going straight down. For here, price kind of went up and then it just consolidated a bit. And then now it's coming back down, but no clear direction to the upside, no clear direction to the downside, which is okay because this is what we were expecting for today because yesterday was a holiday. Market's been closed for 4 days. You see a lot of this weird movement. If it continues to move weird like this is kind of normal for a holiday week. Next week should be more of a directional push because it is going to be NFP, non-farm payroll next week. So it's all right. It is what it is. But here we go. This price drops back low to where we were expecting it to go. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Yeah, Kenny said the weather outside where I am is stormy. Yeah, no, the weather does suck over here too. It was kind of cloudy yesterday. It's very cloudy today. It's probably gonna start raining soon. Yeah, no problem, Vishnu. Glad I could help you with that. Eddie said if there is a V2 and V3 1 minute confluence, which TP stop loss is recommended? I would go with the V3, Addie. So Addie's asking if you get a V2 and a V3 confluence, basically 2 trades with one, with one entry point. If you get one of those, then I would go with the V3. The reason for the V3 is because you have a bigger target usually. If you have at least a 300 pip stop loss, you can go for a 1-to-1. Because if you're doing a V2, you're going to be doing a negative risk to reward. But if you're doing a V3, it's going to be a 1-to-1. So if you have a 300 pip TP, 300 pip stop loss, even better than having a 300 pip stop loss and a 100 pip TP. So I would go with the V3 if those are both in confluence with each other. Yeah, no problem, Eddie. Henry's asking, Sean, I have 100K FTMO. If I keep my stop loss at 3%, my TP is at 1.5. I mean, depends on what trade you're taking, Henry. If you're doing a V3, that shouldn't be your TP stop loss. If you're applying any of the other strategies, the V1, V2, then yeah, that's fine. Man, look at price dump right here. This is, I mean, just looking at it, I'm like, damn, this would have been a nice TP if it didn't push up like how it did earlier, but it's all good. And look where price is rejecting off news price right here. It's like a big bummer because I was hoping to have like one of these trades here where they push down pretty heavy. Like if I moved my stop loss at profit earlier, I would have Yeah, exactly. Marisa said it's dropping now at a spike. Yeah, it's all good though. Because I was just thinking like if this because this would have played out like it did last week on our Monday and Tuesday trade. If this didn't happen, so say if we just erase this right here, right? All this BS where price kind of just bounced up and then came back down. Like say for example, this didn't happen and the big drop right here just kept pushing down. I would have just kept moving my stop loss and profit right here. And then I would have wrote it down for a big push, but it's all good. I know more of these entries will be coming up, especially with a lot of the war talk that keeps going on. So it's all good. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. But yeah, back to your question, Henry. So I think you might be a little confused because your question here. So Henry said, Sean, I have a 100K FTMO account. If I keep my stop loss at 3% and TP at 1.5, is this correct set? Because I do not want to keep my stop loss too close. So your stop loss isn't based off your percentage of risk, Henry. Your stop loss is going to be based off what the trade's giving you. So if you're risking 3%, if you're risking 2%, 1%, that doesn't dictate where your stop loss is placed at. Your stop loss is going to be placed at wherever it's supposed to be at, which is probably going to be the previous swing. So depending on where that is, it wouldn't make it too close. Your stop loss could be at any price point. Your risk is just going to be the one that changes according to it. So I think you might be a bit confused with your reasoning there, Henry, because your stop loss is not based off your risk percentage. Your stop loss is based off your stop loss. Your risk percentage is going to be based off your lot size. So I think you might be a little confused about that, but yeah, I mean your split is fine. 3% to 1.5 if you're applying the V3 or V2, that's fine. But if you're applying the V3, it should be at a 1-to-1, so you should be at 3 and 3. It should be a 3% stop loss and 3% TP. But you should probably have a smaller stop loss. I think 3% is kind of pushing it. If like you're taking those negative risk towards, it's okay if you're taking the V3, which is a 1-to-1, but a negative risk towards you're probably using less. Other than that, let's see. Patricia said, would love to get a buy signal and a triple. Oh no, yeah, that'd be nice if we had that here. This was technically a high low. I think some of you guys did identify it. This was a high low, but I probably wouldn't have taken it unless it was a triple confluence. Yeah, because price broke below here. I mean, technically, if you took that trade there, it looks like it would have hit TP already. Yeah, it would have hit TP. It was a quick push. Yep, directly to TP right there for that high low. But yeah, other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. It's 7:55 right now, so we have about 5 minutes till 8. I generally don't trade after 8, so I think we might be wrapping this up soon. I'm going to put a poll in the group right now to see if you guys want the mentoring session today or on Thursday. Let me just put the poll up real quick. And then if you guys can vote, that'd be great. Day2 group mentoring session today, Tuesday, February 2 p.m. Thursday, February 24, 2 p.m. All right, guys. So if you guys want to go vote for that, feel free to vote in the group. I'll leave the poll up until about, we'll say till about 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. I mean, depending on how many votes we get, because you guys vote pretty quickly. And then we'll go from there. All right, so I'll just vote for today. And we'll see when you guys want to have it on there. Steven just messaged me. Steven said, for some reason, whenever I miss a breakout, I always reach his TP. I know, Steven, unfortunately, man. Are you still on here? You're not even on here. He's messaging me privately. All right, so we got 68% of people voting for today. So guys, if you guys haven't voted yet, just go in the group and vote for the mentoring session today. Wherever we have the majority, I'll hold it either today or I'll hold it on Thursday. So if you guys can't make it today, it's fine. It will be recorded. Just make sure if you guys do join the mentoring session to have questions ready so that we can make the most of our time here. Let's see. So Joshua, yeah, it's all good. Joshua, same here. Chris said emotions, man, it was up 6% and lost all the profits. Damn, you had heavy lot size on that, or like lot sizes are kind of different off this one, but it's all good, Chris. I mean, you're still in profit for the day, which is good. I mean, you did have a loss there. Well, you had a couple losses here, actually. You had a couple of nice wins, kind of a heavier loss right there. Smaller wins right here, and then some losses here, but it's okay. You still close in profit, which is better than nothing. But it's all good, Chris. You're going to bounce back to tomorrow. Kenny's asking if we have the mentoring session on a Friday. We can't, Kenny. I have a schedule too, so I can't have them on Fridays. There'll be some Fridays this week. Well, I mean, we've had them available a couple of weeks ago, but so I can't do this Friday. I can do next Friday though. So for next week, or I'll have to check in with you guys because I'm moving next week. So I got a lot of stuff that I got to do. Next week, it might be okay on Friday. I got to see. I'm moving to my new spot next week. So I'll try to have it on Friday if that's the only day that works for you, Kenny. But for this week, we can only have it Tuesday or Thursday. Friday doesn't work for a lot of people. That's why we don't have it on Fridays. But I'll try to see if I can have it next week. I got to check my schedule to see when my moving stuff is. I know I'm starting to move my stuff like middle of the next week, but I think I'm going to be busy up until then. Peter said we should do a mentoring and booze session around midnight. Should be interesting. Right, we'll have Rick host that one. All right, guys. So it's about to be 8 o'clock right now. If you guys don't have any questions, it looks like we might be having our mentoring session later today. So we have 67% of voters for today. We have 33% of voters for Thursday. We have about 33 votes now, guys. So if you guys want to put in your votes, if today works for you guys, that's fine. But if you guys want to push for Thursday, then go ahead and put your votes in the chat. Oh, gotcha, Kenny. Yeah, no. So we'll try to do it. I'll try to do it next Friday. Looking at my schedule right now, I think next Friday's open and the Friday after that. So if those days work, we'll try to schedule it for a Friday because I want you to have the opportunity to make it in as well, Kenny. So we'll try to get that going. All right, guys. Price is right at the sessions down here, so you might run into some issues if you guys are looking to take some trades. But here, let's see. Price is hitting liquidity though. So it's hitting liquidity right here. So it might drop to this next level. The only problem is that it's at the session, so it might bounce back up like it's doing right there. But if it does push lower, it might push down to this next level of sessions below here. But as you guys can see, it's bouncing right off this point, which is also considered the sessions, I believe. Or where's the other sessions at? I thought we had another one down here. Huh, it's weird. It's just the Asia one down there. Oh, the London has changed. I forgot because it's a new day. Yeah, no, there was, but London has changed because London session is now over. So the new London session is up here. This is the London high. And I don't know where the London low is at. Oh, it's probably like, it's right here. I see it. It's down there. So the London low has changed because the new day has started. So the London session has ended. Now the London has pushed below here and the London high is up here because this is from yesterday's. These sessions update whenever the session closes. So when London session closes, the session changes from the day before to yesterday's, and now it's at that area. Yeah, yeah, and everyone's kind of confused. I was confused too for a second, but it's because the session is closed. It's 8 o'clock now. All right, guys. So I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, just keep in mind that we do have the mentoring session today. Well, it seems like it's going to be today. I'm going to keep track of this, and hopefully we'll have enough votes by, we'll give it another hour. There's about 38 votes right now. I'll give it about an hour. And from there, we'll meet up again later today at 2. So it's 8 o'clock right now, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. In about 6 hours, I'll be live again to hold this, this session. Oh, nice work, Jennifer. So Jennifer said 10K today. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Jennifer. I'm glad to see that some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, actually made a lot of profit. I took a loss today, which is fine. Losses happen, guys. You know, I can't win every single trade, even though I do win majority of them. Losses happen. You guys just have to eat them and move along to the next one. So it's okay. I ate the loss today. We'll bounce back tomorrow. No big deal. As long as you guys use proper risk management, you guys should be perfectly fine, since these V3s use a 1-to-1. So if you have one loss, it's cool. If you're using a 2% risk, tomorrow when we do have our win, which is probably going to happen, it'll just bounce right back. But other than that, guys, yeah, exactly. Jennifer said can't have wins without losses. So yeah, so I think that's about it, guys. Let's see. Kenny said, so does that mean you're getting a new office? Yeah, I am, Kenny. So I'm moving into like, you guys will see. I'll take a video of my new place. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like, it has like a WeWork vibe. There's like offices and stuff in there. So maybe we'll hold some events there too, guys, because there's a lot of stuff to do there. Yeah, it's another high rise, Swelly. So we'll it's more of it's a different type of high rise though. They have like different communities. Like they have one where it's like mostly like community working. It's kind of like a WeWork within the high rise. So that's the one that I'm moving to. There's another one where there's like these, yeah, it's still in Irvine, John. It's more like, yeah, it's still Irvine. It's like border of Irvine, Tustin, Newport, like those type of areas. But it's pretty much, it's like 2 blocks from where I'm currently at. So it's not too far. But you guys will see. I'll give you guys a tour. It's a really cool place, and there's a ton of like things to do there. So we'll probably have some events there, and maybe have some meetups. Yeah, possible V3 right here, guys, that Brock is looking at. I'm not going to take it because it's right at the news price right here. The news price kind of acts like a sessions as well. So there is a news price right here. And you can see prices kind of bouncing off it. Yeah, I wouldn't take it because you can see right here, prices literally bouncing directly off the news price and just bounce right off it. So I wouldn't recommend taking it, but yes, this is a V3 for whoever wants to take a risky trade. But yeah, other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. I'll probably see you guys in a couple hours. Looks like majority of people want the session to be held today. So we will, we'll move on with that a little later today. So if you guys have questions, hold them for the mentoring session and we'll go over those in detail. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning